The Dallas Cowboys shocked the NFL world when they decided to trade Micah Parsons, their best player. Any way you want to slice it, he is their best player, to the Green Bay Packers for a couple of first-round picks and Kenny Clark. I mean, I hope Jerry Jones lives forever, man. What an interesting call. Now, they could end up hitting on those picks. They could. I also will say, yeah, I hate the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott is criminally underrated, not only in real life, but in the game. Dak's really, really good. I'd give him at least an 88 overall. I think he's disrespected, at least an 87. 87 to 89, I think, is a sweet spot for Dak. He's a great individual player. Not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, probably, but he's in the top 10 range. A lot of people don't like that. I don't have any horse in the race other than I just actually watch. Dak's really good. So I definitely like him on my team, I'll tell you that. But for the Dallas Cowboys, hey, trading Michael Parsons was in the best interest of the football club, right? You know, we had an offer to him back in April, and yeah, sure, we didn't get an agent in there. I just said, hey, Michael, you wanna play for $18 million? And he didn't accept it. You know, we could for the Dallas Cowboys, and we want to stop the run. So we traded for Pro Bowler Kenny Clark. We got a couple of first-round picks. And they're not asking for $100 million a year like Michael Parsons. So I will say it's quite an interesting thing because the Cowboys here, they value interior defensive line more than any other team probably in the league, and they never really seem to have any good ones. It's so bizarre. I mean, Mozzie Smith is a bust probably at this point. I do like Osa Odigizua. Kenny Clark is still a good player, but the Cowboys, in their relentless pursuit to stop the run, because they're so bad at doing that, I totally get that, they have completely hindered their pass rush. Their pass rush is genuinely so bad. This might be the worst pass rush in the league. Donovan Ezeraku could end up being a decent player. He looked really bad week 1. And he doesn't really have a deep bag. He's just kind of got long arms, and he was productive in college, and we'll see if he can become anything in the NFL. But in terms of pass rush upside, I much prefer Sam Williams on the other side. We'll see what ends up happening there, but we know Dante Fowler's a capable starter, but that's about it. I love the Sweat Bandit, DeMarvion Overshown, hook him. Kenneth Murray's not a great player. Jack Sanborn's okay. Maris Leofau I could see being a starter. And then in the secondary, it's not great. Like, Malik Hooker's not a great player. Marquise Bell is, like, fine. He's kind of more of a box safety. And you have Donovan Wilson, who I don't love. And then at corner, you've got some ball hawks. Are they great on a down-to-down basis? Maybe that leaves a bit to be desired. But Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, good players. I do love Savone Revel. That's how you say it. Savone Revel Jr. He is a great prospect coming out of East Carolina. Could have gone much higher, but tore his ACL early in the season. But he's got unreal size. He is a great athlete. He is very good in man coverage, and I could see him end up becoming a really nice player for Dallas down the line. I think what probably ends up happening, they just signed Deron Bland to an extension. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be in Madden to this point. It's a possibility. Okay, so it is. It is. So Deron Bland signed the extension. But what I think, if we can develop Revel, I think Trayvon Diggs ends up becoming expendable to some degree. And you can see that, yeah, he is under contract through 2028. But this is someone for me, and this is just from a Madden scope, not real life. He's somebody I probably will consider trading because at an 84 overall, 27 years old, he is going to end up regressing within the next 2 seasons, meaning that he's probably never going to be a 90 overall. That's really what I'm shooting for with every position, is a 90 overall plus. I think Savone Revel could get into that range. We've got about 4 years to develop him, which is pretty much the length of this rebuild. He's a great athlete with very good overall size. Hidden dev, should be star. So we're going to end up developing him pretty quickly. At receiver, CeeDee Lamb is obviously a premier player. Dak's got superstar dev. I think Javonte Williams is a fine player. Hook 'em horns, Jaden Blue. See if we can develop him at all. Probably will choose to play him over Miles Sanders. And George Pickens, I think, is a stud player. Will he ever put it all together? That's the question. But in terms of jump ball receivers, it's really hard to point to a better one in the NFL. Throw it up in the vicinity of George Pickens. He's got a really good chance to come down with it. He has the potential to become a really, really good player. It's important to remember that even though he's been around for a few years, he is only 24 years old. There are NFL rookies like Savone Revel who are 24 years old and not playing on their second team as a fourth-year NFL player. So the fact that Pickens may not even be close to his final product should be encouraging for Cowboys fans. You got Jake Ferguson here. Probably do want to upgrade Terrence Steele. Tyler Booker, I think, is going to be a fine player. Cooper Beebe's fine. Tyler Smith, I think, also maybe slightly underrated. He's one of the best guards in the league. And then you have Tyler Guyton. You have really many Tylers on this team. 3 Tylers on the offensive line. And it's an interesting thing. But they've got potential. 2 of the biggest, meanest offensive guards in the league potentially for the Cowboys here. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But mainly, this is Madden. If you are young with a good dev trait, we're going to try and develop you. So let's go ahead and training camp. Dak is hopefully going to at least be able to hold his overall of near an 85. That's going to be good enough to win with, even though he's 32 years old. So we're going to rock out with Dak. I hope not to have to upgrade quarterback. Prescott's going to be really expensive, obviously, because he's an established QB, and those are not cheap. But, again, he should be good enough to win with. We need to surround him with more talent. Dallas does simulate fairly well in the game, but not as good as they used to, I feel like. So there may be a playbook change in order in store at some point. That's a possibility, but until then, we're just going to go ahead, try to kill training camp here, and, you know, make this team a Super Bowl contender. I really do think the Cowboys are close in Madden. In real life, I think that pass rush is going to hold them back a lot. It's a theory. Dak Prescott's got Superstar X Factor now. That's going to help things. That's a pretty good start here. Jaden Blue has so much speed, yet you can't coach it. You ever hear that? It's true. So if we can develop Jaden Blue, we might actually be in pretty good shape. Javonte Williams is still fairly young, and I think could be a decent player, but he didn't go to Texas. So hook 'em horns. Gotta love Jaden Blue. I think this is a good video to bring it back up again, because people are always asking why I'm a Texas Longhorns fan and then a New York Giants fan. What's the connection with that? It doesn't make any sense. You like Texas and then you hate Texas? Well, of course, I'm from New Jersey, right where the Giants play, and about 40 minutes from New York City, where the New York Yankees play. Of course, fan of them as well. But I had a lot of family that went to the University of Texas that made sure I was a Texas fan from a very early age, and they live in Texas. I ended up moving to Texas, of course, but I've been a Texas fan since I was like 3 or 4 years old. So that is the connection, just a family thing. There's no big explanation, really, but people are always curious. So that is the answer. Just my pro teams are from where I'm from and who my family rooted for, really. And my college allegiance is to where my family went to college. It's as simple as that. Oh, that was nearly gold. Oh, we have one more snap with quadruple zeros on the clock. Touchdown for gold! It must have been like 0.0001. That was crazy. Also, I think I figured out the new meta for this, since it's still broken with the quarterback just lobbing. Just try to stay right on the cornerback's behind, really, and then just turn up the field. So get him going this way, and then work right back up the field. And okay, if it's an accurate pass, maybe you'll have more success, but try to stay in his back pocket, not on no prison shit, and then just turn up the field, and you should get an accurate enough ball to be able to complete that drill. And another dev trade increase, by the way. I'm telling you, if you have not bought the coach upgrade package, you need to do it. So all you need to do, go to abilities, upgrade player development, and otherwise, I'm not seeing any dev trade increases. Maybe 1 out of every 5 training camps I get one. But here, for the first time since this has even been implemented, I have got 2 dev trade upgrades. That's never happened to me before. Sam Williams is 26. Ezraku's 21. He's going to end up being a star for us in this rebuild. We'll see what happens in real life. He's very young, really long arms. We love that. But we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, you got to have those packages, and then it makes training camp very worthwhile to do, because it's not just the dev trait upgrade chance. It's the fact that they get a ton of extra XP over the next few weeks. It can equate to like a +3 overall boost. I mean, previously training camp before this year was just, okay, you'll get a +1, you'll get a skill point. They'll go from a 78 to a 79. Wow. Okay, what is happening? But now, you've actually got a real legitimate chance to go from a 78 to an 83. Maybe even to an 86 in the same calendar year, depending on, you know, results on the field. So, it is incredibly worthwhile to do. Just got to make sure you buy it. Also, if he could stay healthy, Damone Clark could end up being quite the player. But everyone here is like about 25 years old. There's not a whole lot of room for development, so we're just going to pick the top-rated guy, which happens to be the Sweat Bandit, DeMarvion Overshown. Of course, doesn't do it anymore, but at Texas would wear about, I don't know, 8 sweatbands on each arm. It was kind of a ridiculous look, but you know what? It worked for Agent Zero, DeMarvion Overshown. And, I mean, maybe the sleeve's a more professional look now. Oh, man. But, I mean, he was really good when he was healthy pre-ACL tear, so we'll see what he looks like in 2025. Long season ahead. But he could be quite the nice player. I mean, the Cowboys, they do have some really good young talent, but also a lot of question marks. I also want to make sure Marshawn Kneeland is in a starting position as well. 2nd-round pick from a year ago. And he's got some pretty good potential. He's kind of like a mauler in the trenches. I mean, the guy is I was trying to think of a better animal like that. I feel like a bear. I don't know. He's a fun player for sure. I probably prefer to start him over Fowler or Williams just because of the dev trait and the age. So we're going to go Ezraku and Kneeland off the edge. Fowler, Turner, Williams can be backups. The pieces are in place here for this team to be successful, but not quite close enough. We'll see what year 1 looks like. So with my first trade, I'm going to be trading for Micah Parsons. I think he'd be a great addition to this team. No, can you imagine? One of the big reasons I don't love this trade for the Cowboys, other than trading their best player, the Packers' picks are not going to be high. This is a team that routinely picks in the 20s, and you just upgraded their pass rush in a monumental way, which is an area where they really could have used an improvement. I'm not saying the Packers are going to be a true Super Bowl contender. I don't think it's impossible, obviously, but this is a team that in almost any scenario is going to be picking in the back half of the first round. How valuable could those picks possibly be? You traded your best player in the prime of his career. I just think it's a mistake. Whether it works out or not remains to be seen, but it's a mistake. If it doesn't work out for the Packers, you got lucky. And if you hit on your draft picks, in a way, you got lucky. Region breakdown, strengths, we have wide receiver, right edge, left tackle. I could absolutely consider drafting an edge rusher, and it looks like all of the top prospects are edge rushers. The top 6, I don't think I've seen that. So my decision's been made for me. We're going to be looking at defensive end for sure, right edge. Wide receiver is a position I could consider drafting, left tackle as well. We might be able to find a scout that is good at edge and tackle. That would not be a weird combo to me. So I think we might be able to get something that fits. Obviously want it to be my 3-star scout, so we'll see if there's any crossover there. So there's edge and interior offensive line as a 3-star. Not what I want. We also could still consider defensive tackle, though, so we'll take a look at that as well. And Kenny Clark is somebody that also, to me, is expendable. He's aging. He's a good player. Very, very solid. But he's not Micah Parsons. And he's a little bit older at this point, so what are we really getting with him? I'm not sure. Also, I always hate how I have to say we for these. I hate the Cowboys, but I'm trying to make them as good as possible in this video. Also, we have some brothers here. Shout out to the Boses, Nathan Gore and Mike Gore off the edge in the Northeast. Are they from the same team? Nathan Gore, BC. Mike Gore, Ohio State. And I'll tell you, at first glance, they don't look like twins. Midseason mark, this team is 4-3. So that's in the playoff picture. Currently looking at the 7 seed. Anything surprising here? Seattle's 1-6. NFC South is doing pretty well. Chicago 1-5. Not doing too great, but doesn't look that crazy right now. We have the 4th best passing offense. Everything else is rated pretty poorly. So definitely a lot of room to improve here. Still could be a playoff team, but there's also a chance that we unfortunately miss out on the playoffs in year 1. And a lot of times with these rebuilds, I am kind of considering a tank year 1, but this team's obviously good enough to be competitive, and with the quarterback, the Super Bowl window is open. How long is that going to last, right? So we got to put together a winning team now. George Pickens is a free agent, but wants to be back. He's expensive, but it's an investment in our future. He's really expensive. I also think he can become really, really good. I'd like to get a bit of a discount here. And we actually don't even have close to enough cap space. Ooh. That's very bad. Now, thankfully, most of these free agents are not that valuable. Brandon Aubrey is awesome, but we don't really need him. We really don't. Kicker's pretty replaceable. Don't need Donovan Wilson. I'm probably going to try and trade some of these players right now, Kaiir Elam included. Is Jalen Tolbert a future option? Probably not. Pickens, I need to find a way to keep, so we're going to find a way to save money here. And I could restructure a deal. I could consider moving somebody. And oh my goodness, I forgot just how awful the Terrence Steele contract is. Oh my god. This is so bad. Terrence Steele isn't good. Okay, I'm getting rid of him. I'll take the penalty. He's got to be off the team. Malik Hooker probably could be traded as well. Donovan Wilson, I'd try to get some value back for him. Terrence Steele, I will cut if I can't package him in a trade. And because of his contract, I might not be able to. Now, who steps in? A Johnny Cornelius, I guess. I don't love that. But I don't love the contract at all. Terrence Steele needs to go. He's going to get cut. The Panthers will give me a 2nd-round pick for Terrence Steele, Donovan Wilson, Kaiir Elam, and a 5th. I'm happy to make that trade because those are players that we either were not going to extend or I don't want. So the cap room for next year is still not good, to the point where I can't even offer George Pickens. I'd like to keep Javonte Williams. I'd like to keep a lot of these players. It's just not possible. I mean, it obviously doesn't help that Dak is getting paid 70 more or 74 million next year. That's going to be the effective cap hit, unfortunately. It's a lot of money. And we could try to move it back, but that still complicates things. CD Lamb is also going to be incredibly expensive. The Kenny Clark deal jumps up a considerable amount. So he's honestly a pretty easy trade candidate as well. Just a lot of players getting paid a lot of money. So from that front, you could say, okay, this is why Micah Parsons had to be traded, but you're paying Kenny Clark, half of what Micah was going to make for not being half as impactful, in my opinion. So I probably wouldn't have made that deal. Still, he's just too good to trade. There's not really a lot of money to be saved right now. We're going to have to restructure something. I want to keep George Pickens. I need to do it. It's just not going to be possible right now. I'm going to have to try and extend George Pickens in the offseason or get into a position where I can at least try and franchise tag him. It's a tough spot, but right now we can't sign anybody. Also, at first glance, this running back looks generational. Dylan Stockton, A, ball carrier vision, A, break tackle. He's a power back, and his athleticism's not good, but he's A, juke move, which I have not seen on a power back. So even though the athleticism's not crazy, Dylan Stockton, I think, could be a top 5 talent in this class, which would lead me to believe that he is a generational type running back. Also, a nose tackle with A, finesse moves. We got to pick up J.D. Vance on the team. This also looks to be a generational punter, elite to great everything. B, kick accuracy. So if we need a punter, we got one. Okay, well, this team absolutely fell apart despite not even really trading anybody. 6-11. The downgrade from Terrence Steele to a Johnny Cornelius was not significant enough to be the reason why this team did not make the playoffs. It is astounding to me just how much the team fell off. It's going to put us in great position in the draft. I mean, I'll say that, but that is an unreal fall off. Unreal. If you look at the team schedule here, is it just close losses? A lot of them. I mean, lost to the Eagles by 1 score. Chiefs blew us out. Lost to the Lions by 1 score. Lost to the Vikings by quite a significant margin. Very close losses to the Commanders and Giants at the end of the year. But typically, if you lose 7 straight, to end the year, you're not going to be a playoff team. That is just astounding how bad it was. But I guess you'd rather go 6-11 than win 9 games and not make the playoffs. Better draft pick, I guess. Dak was very not good. Very unfortunate numbers here. 25 touchdowns to 19 picks. Javonte Williams did not run the ball well. CeeDee Lamb was productive. George Pickens was the touchdown machine, though. And then defensively, Kenneth Murray with a lot of tackles. 13 for loss for Ezaraku, 12 for Nealon, but really not a ton of pressure overall as Kenny Clark leads away with 8.5 sacks, and really not a lot of interceptions either. So this team in general just did not play very well, and it's going to be time for a playbook change. And it's also going to be time to see if we can clear up some money so that this can be a competitive team that can bring back guys like George Pickens that are going to be really helpful and impactful for the future. Ravens, Eagles, Super Bowl. See who comes out on top. The defense was really very, very bad. And you wonder if they would have been better with a big-time edge rusher. Can't think of any right now, but could be a position we look to address in the draft. 6-11 is just so disappointing as the Eagles win another Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts. Cam Ward and Abdul Carter are your Rookies of the Year. Josh Hines-Allen and Brandon Ayuk are your Players of the Year on each side of the ball. And Joe Burrow takes home the 2025 NFL MVP. This is where we need to free up some money. Restructuring, I've got to be able to at least offer George Pickens. We've got the cap room to offer him. I'd give him a 6-year deal. He wants more money because he's improved over the course of the season. And he's going to test free agency. But also he's not. I'm going to bring him back. Williams can go. Tolbert can go. Murray's up to star dev, but he's going to have to go. This team's going to need to be improved through the draft. Brandon Aubrey does not want to be back. I don't want to bring back Hunter Lipke. George Pickens is the only player I want. Franchise tag lets us keep him around. But that means we're not going to be able to do anything in free agency. Very good class need an edge rusher. Top 5 talents, Josh Croft and Chad Montgomery. But we're going to need to determine who is the best of the bunch and get in position for at least one of those players, and I'm interested in the running back here. What is his true talent? Well, let's see. He's a round 1 talent, so not top 5, but would be nice thunder and lightning with Jaden Blue. Now, it says his speed's only decent. Everything's decent. Got to remember, this guy's 230 pounds. Ran in the 4.4s at his pro day. 4.5 flat would be an incredible time for a 230-pound back. The A juke move to go along with everything else makes him, I think, about a must-draft player. That's going to be somebody we need to get. Because running back without Javonte Williams is a need, even with Jaden Blue. One of these edge rushers will need to be drafted. So Croft and Montgomery are slated to be gone within the first 2 picks. That is going to be tough to get to. However, the thing we have going for us is this team was really bad. But not that bad. Okay. If you think Jerry Vance is going to be taken at number 11, you're out of your mind. But to go from 11 to 2 is going to be a little tough. The Packers' first round pick is at number 19. That's actually pretty good. And I mean, that could be running back range, but the running back is not expected to go in round 1. Marlon Humphrey? Let's see. I would say that of the players we would actually consider in round 1, they're going to be picked inside the first few picks. So I would be comfortable trading a first round pick to get up to number 2. It's just, are we going to be able to get in good position in round 2 for the players we want? That's the tough thing. That's where you're playing, like, you know, the game. It's a slippery slope. And, like, how much are you willing to gamble? I will say that there are a couple good linebackers down the board. I don't really want to go crazy and trade away all the picks that I want, or that I got. But if we can get a game-changing edge rusher, that's irreplaceable. You'd never want to trade something like that away. So we want to get in position to draft one of those type of players. It's tough, man, because Josh Croft has great acceleration, elite agility, change direction, elite speed, decent strength. Ran in the 4.5s, low 4.5. He's going to be a beast. A awareness, A finesse moves. Block shedding's not great, which is a run-stopping stat. B tackle. He's very good. Has decent strength, F hit power. And then you have Chad Montgomery, who's a little bit better against the run, but also A finesse moves, B power moves, A tackle. He's got great acceleration as well, but great agility, great change of direction, elite jumping, elite speed, and solid strength. He also has F hit power. They are extremely comparable players. So for me, in the end, you're going to have to get lucky with the dev trait, is what it comes down to. And we're just going to take the player that's going to be more available to us, which is going to be the 2nd overall pick, Chad Montgomery, who is also a year younger, could help with development. The Browns are going to take their guy at number 1, which is Josh Croft. And the only move we can make is to move up with the Raiders here. Not a lot of money, a lot of needs right now, but we should be able to get up to number 2. We have 11, 19, 40, and 43. 2 first-round picks next year. Kenny Clark potentially to trade away as well. And it's just a lot of money for Kenny Clark. He probably needs to go. His value is as high as it's going to be. He's 30 years old. The offers back are not great. Could get Zach Charbonnet, but the interest in Kenny Clark from around the league is not significant. And if you look at the linebackers situation, no Sam linebacker, no Mike linebacker. We have DeMarvion Overshown, who's up to star dev. 1 year left on his deal. Maris Liufau. We need linebackers in a huge way. Now, there are linebackers that I can draft. Savone Revel up to superstar dev, by the way. But I hate to do it, kind of. This is probably where I also need to try and trade Trayvon Diggs. We just need to retool the roster a little bit. I can probably keep Malik Hooker, and I'll move Marquise Bell over to strong safety. I need to draft a punter, probably find a kicker at a free agency. We just don't have the money to do everything that I want to do when we're paying Dak Prescott $70 million. At least that's the cap hit, right? So we just need to find a way to save money. And trading away expensive players is going to be the way I do that. I know we also, need offensive tackle. There are a lot of needs. This is not a one-year type of thing. So trades need to happen is basically what I'm getting at. Okay, this is a blockbuster trade. The Niners lost so much in free agency, and now they're getting some talent back. Kenny Clark, Trayvon Diggs, a first-round pick this year, that's number 19, a second-rounder in 2028, and a fourth-rounder next year. We are getting back a first this year, a first next year, a second this year, and a third this year. That's a lot that just happened, but I can't make it any more clear. We needed to save money. We need to make a lot of picks, and I get that we have a lot of holes now. A lot. Running back is a hole. Wide receiver, thankfully, is not. Everywhere on the O-line, with the exception of right tackle, is not, so right tackle is. D-tackle, kind of. I don't really want to play Mozzie Smith, but we're going to be able to draft one. Edge is. Linebacker absolutely is. And we could use another corner. But Savone Revel up to superstar dev already makes him more valuable than Trayvon Diggs to me. And safety's kind of a need. And then the two specialists as well. So are we in a position to trade up? Seems kind of crazy, right? So we traded 19 for 14. We have 40, 43, 46, 78. 3 first-rounders next year from, of course, Cowboys, 49ers, Packers. How do I get up to 2? 11 and 14 straight up for number 2. I think it's about the best move we could have made. Chad Montgomery, 6'1", a little bit small, but 254 pounds. 21 years old out of Notre Dame. Really good pass rusher. Top 5 talent in the draft. And off the edge, I feel like that's somewhat rare. He's got to be the selection for me. Let's see what we're dealing with. Hopefully a top 2 player in the draft. He and Josh Croft might be interchangeable type talents. But at the end of the day, this always needed to be the selection. He's an upgrade over Marshawn Nealand. We're trying to develop Donovan Ezeraku. But this was just, in my opinion, the best player that we really could have drafted here in the first round. Obviously, there are some top 5 talents we don't know about. He's the number 4 player. We took him at number 2. He's got normal dev as well. Oh, man. 86 speed and acceleration's fantastic. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get that dev trade up. We'll see. But that's already an unfortunate start. I mean, no way around it. I'm going to trade Jonathan Mingo and number 43 to move up to 33, top of round 2. The Browns can take a shot on Jonathan Mingo. We are moving into the second round. We have 33, 40, and 46. And let's see who's going to be in play here. So actually, there's a round 1 talent off the edge still available. Really good athlete as well, Alexander Rogers. Not going to be the pick for me because he's not actually even available. It was a glitch. Okay, so we do know that Tremaine Griffin is a round 1 talent at receiver. This is somebody I looked at that I liked. Elite acceleration, playmaker type, so he's a really good route runner, except for deep. Really good with the ball in his hands. Is that the pick here at 33? I don't want to risk the running back getting drafted, but there are a lot more receivers. But also Stockton should not be going for a while here. All right, you know what I'm going to do then? I will take the receiver, which seems weird because we don't really need receiver. But he's a good player. We could use 3. We just traded away Jonathan Mingo. He's a round 1 talent that I think could work really well in the slot. Tremaine Griffin is my pick. He's the number 7 player in the draft. We got him at 33. Apparently has made several wow catches on film. Unbothered by defenders when catching passes. Very reliable hands. Hidden dev. Good enough speed at 91 speed, 94 acceleration. We know he's a good route runner in the short and intermediate areas of the field. That is the pick. Does the running back stay available? He does. In fact, all of the running backs are still available. I know it's like, why did I just draft a receiver when we really didn't need a receiver? I just think he was too good not to take. And Dylan Stockton, same deal. But we do actually need a running back. My draft strategy is always going to be best player available, and we try to make it marry a position of need. Was edge rusher our most needed position going into this draft? Probably not. But when the player is that good, even though he had normal dev, he's going to be near an 80 overall. I really can't be mad about that. Dylan Stockton also, in my opinion, will be near an 80 overall. Maybe a 77. Hopefully hidden dev. He's a power back. He's the number 15 ranked player in the draft. We got him at 40. Slick feet and explosive juke move. I don't like slick feet as a description, by the way, but possesses devastating spin move, but also drops his pads and plows through early arm tacklers. So the fact that, one, he's got a bow tie, you know he's playing the game the right way, hard-nosed, bring your lunch pail to work type of guy, first guy in, last guy out, plays the game the right way, type of guy you'd want your daughter to date. More craziness. But he's a big-time 230-pound power back that also is really elusive. And he's also got normal dev. Why are they killing me? Okay, so there were some edge or some off-ball linebackers that I was really heavily considering that are now off the board. There is a round 1-2 to talent off the edge. That's not what I want. Unless those are just top 50 guys. Ronnie Pryor is really the best player still available if we want a linebacker. And he's not bad. I mean, he's got elite acceleration, elite speed with B block, shed, B pursuit, A tackle, B zone coverage. Why is his talent round 2 to 3? He's awesome. Ronnie Pryor actually looks like a beast. I also could consider a tackle. It's a good pass protector that is good also as a run blocker, or okay as a run blocker. And then Jerry Vance is a nose tackle with A finesse moves. Very good overall athlete. Okay, how do I get in position for all of those players? Because I like what I'm looking at. 46 and 78. 46 might be a spot to trade down. Is there a team with multiple second-round picks that we can make a deal with? At first glance, no. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just because we need a tackle, I'm going to take a shot and hope we get hidden development. Gavin McLean is the pick. He's got elite change of direction. He's a good pass protector. He's just... Bottom line, even if he's not great overall, he will be good as a pass blocker. Top 80 player, that's not great, but he does have hidden dev. We know he can pass protect to starter at right tackle. Ronnie Pryor to the Colts. I tried to trade up with the Steelers, and then I just thought he wouldn't go for a while. That's a player we needed to draft. He, I think, is going to be great. Even if his overall is not great, I think he's going to be great. Trading a 3 and a future 4 for a 3, just to trade up at like 10 here. I checked out Zach Kendrick, and I'm like, I don't want to make another trade with the Browns. And then, boom, the Browns drafted him. He looked like another good off-ball linebacker, so I don't want to miss out on the defensive tackle. So we're making a move up. Jerry Vance here out of Auburn, 6'1", 295. A little light for a nose tackle, but has A finesse moves. It's interesting that he's a nose tackle archetype with speed rusher type attributes, I would say. But really good athlete. We might have something here. Jerry Vance is the selection, and he is the number 64 ranked player. Took him at 68. He's got hidden dev, 90 strength, 82 acceleration, 76 speed. Not too bad. And then I guess to continue with the theme of how weird this draft has been, do I just take the punter? I don't think he gets drafted, but, you know, I'm going to go Javier Beckham. More depth on the interior defensive line. He's ranked at 131. Took him at 107. He's got normal dev. Very good athlete, but the speed rushers at defensive tackle are just not all that good this year, at least in terms of draft overall. And then we'll see if we can draft the punter or even a decent kicker with our 7th round pick. The punter is still available, and I think he's going to be very, very good. He's got B kick accuracy. The kick power should be great. He is the number 65 player in the draft. Got him at 195. Does have hidden dev. 85 speed and acceleration at 5'10", 235 as a punter is crazy. But he's got 97 kick power. He's a stud. And what we're going to do is end up signing a kicker out of free agency. Grady Jarrett has been traded to the Steelers. Interesting. But we're going to sign a kicker out of free agency. We're going to sign linebackers. It's really all we can do right now. Couldn't address all of our needs. We got a lot of them. Chad Montgomery's a 79. That's the highest rated edge rusher on our team. He looks great. 86 speed and acceleration, 84 finesse moves. Block shedding is nice. 69. 73 power moves is okay. 80 tackle. He's already the number 23 ranked right edge in the league. Top 12%. Here's the problem. He's got normal dev, so we're going to try to get that up. But I think it was a pretty good draft overall. Kind of got hurt by the normal dev. Tremaine Griffin, 78. Dylan Stockton, 76. Gavin McLean's a 73. That's Terrence Steele overall. He's just 22 instead of 28. Way, way, way cheaper. And hidden dev as opposed to normal. And can pass block very well right now. So I actually do like that pick. Jerry Vance is a 73. Beckham, not great. Christian Michaels is pretty good at a 73 overall. I thought he could have ended up being a top 5 talent, but it was not to be. Josh Croft was an 80. Cal Fox was an 81. A strong safety that's good, not from USC. Seems weird, but he's not the 99 hit power type. Good tight end in the mix as well. Tremaine Griffin was tied for a top 5 talent, by the way, so very good pickup for us, but he was also said to be the 7th best player. So there might be a really, really good undrafted player, maybe. Because even if it was tied here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it said he was 7th. And there's no other 78. So I'm assuming there's got to be a really good undrafted player that we did not see. It's my guess. And then the linebackers that I liked are pretty good. Zach Reeves is a 76. Definitely take that. Angulo ended up going round 1. He's a 75. Like, I liked a lot of these linebackers. Mark Hauser, I don't think I looked at. But all the Sam linebackers and some of the weak side linebackers looked very good for the most part. And they are. But what was the guy that I really wanted but went way earlier? Colts got him. Ronnie Pryor is a 73. Does have hidden dev. 87 speed, 90 acceleration. Coverage is really not very good for him. But this would have been a really nice player to develop. And his dev trait is Superstar. That would have been nice to get. And then the Browns got the other player I was interested in, which was Zach Kendrick, who's also a 73 with hidden dev. Actually looks very similar. Maybe not quite as good of an athlete, but still not great in coverage. The same way Ronnie Pryor was not. His dev trait is Star. Still would have been nice. Brandon Aubrey was unsigned, by the way, so that'll be my kicker. And Nick Craver is a 76 overall nose tackle, star dev rookie, 6'3", 348. We will be signing you. I crave Craver. And Brandon Aubrey, obviously, will be our kicker. Nobody signed him. Damone Clark will be back. He also was unsigned. We have a lot more money now. So we'll at least have players that can play. Are they that good? No. But we need players that can play. They don't have to be great, but we need players that can play. Also, if you decide to not only develop your head coach with training camp counselor, you can also choose to upgrade your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator. And that way, all of these will stack, and you can absolutely dominate through training camp. Dak also stunk, so he no longer has X Factor. Joe Milton has star, though. That is something. And then defensively, yeah, Revel's up to superstar. That's big. We have a lot of talent at defensive tackle now. I mean, getting Craver, I think, was definitely big for us. And there is probably a really good rookie out there somewhere that's close to an 80 overall, but it would take a decent bit to find him. I'll see if I can. It's probably a kicker or punter. It is Juan Baker, kicker for the Raiders, is a 79 overall. He's very accurate. Dev trait increase for DeMarvion Overshown up to superstar. We've got no other dev trait upgrade so far. A little bit unfortunate. Man, I mean, just so many of the players down here not really going to be developable. So we're just going to keep on the Revel train, I think. So dev traits have been revealed. McLean has star. Griffin has star. Defensively, we didn't use Vance, so we don't know. Montgomery didn't get upgraded. You can see 30,000 XP out of 4,400. So surely Gavin McLean's about to get a ton of skill points next week. I'll slide over to right tackle with his insane haircut. We just need another year, right? I mean, we're just not there yet. I need more help at safety. I'm hoping Montgomery can have a big year. And we have so much talent with the interior players and not so much talent at linebacker. This is the easiest switch to a 3-4 maybe of all time for me. And this is my point about how effective training camp can be with the abilities. McLean's up to an 80. Stockton's up to an 81. Dak is up to an 87. Griffin is up to an 86. We have not played a regular season game yet. Defensively, DeMarvion Overshone's up to an 85. Montgomery's up to an 84. Again, we have not even played a game yet. So this is going to be hopefully a really improved team. We've got a lot of talent out here. It's time to go out and make it happen. Sometimes you got to take a step back to take 2 steps forward, and, you know, we got worse, and maybe that's the reason why we won 6 games last year. I'm sure I'm going to see that in the comments, you know, that, oh, of course you lost. You traded away Terrence Steele. Oh, no. How are we going to continue the rebuild video if Terrence Steele's not here? I can't even imagine that. Strengths of this class, D-tackle, QB, right edge. We could still consider drafting an edge rusher. Totally could. 4-2 at the midseason mark. This is an upgrade. 8th most points per game. 5th most points allowed. That's great. Or 5th fewest points allowed. 5th best defense. 14 players ready to negotiate extensions. Tyler Smith, George Pickens, of course. DeMarvion Overshown. These are going to get expensive. Nick Craver, of course, who doesn't want to be here. We found you. We gave you an offer. Nobody even wanted you. And now you're looking at other options? These kids are just selfish and ungrateful. How much money do we have? Okay, we have a lot more money now. Tyler Smith is going to get a big extension here. We can keep it under $20 million per year for the most part. Take it down slightly. And Tyler Smith returns, one of the best guards in football. We don't need George Pickens so much anymore. I'd still want to keep him. He'd be incredible, but we drafted such a great third receiver. DeMarvion Overshown is pretty cheap for how good he is. 26 years old. The Sweat Bandit returns. Craver might be asking for close to 10. That's crazy for what is essentially a rookie here. Do I want to do that? Does he even give us any type of pass rush upside? I don't really think so. In my opinion, somewhat replaceable player here. I think it's somebody we should look to trade. I don't want to extend Hooker. I'd like to bring back Pickens, but I'm not Pickens the Hooker, that's for sure. I'm going to try to take this contract down. This is about as much as I think we can do. And George Pickens returns. So it's a lot of money to give to 3 receivers ultimately. But we have the 4 years with Tremaine Griffin, where he is very affordable and he's going to be very good. Why am I allocating so much to George Pickens then? Well, I don't know how expensive CeeDee Lamb's going to get when he's 30. I don't know that we can draft another really good receiver like Tremaine Griffin, who's such a slot monster, such a good fit for this team. I needed another outside receiver, and that's what George Pickens is. But Craver's going to get traded. Jerry Vance will be able to step up into the starting lineup. And I like Craver. The Cardinals are 6-0, by the way. But I think I can't pay him $10 million per year, right? It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy to do that. But what can I get? Joe Milton's up to a 79, by the way. That's not nothing. And I haven't developed him at all. I've just bought the quarterback package for more training XP. So Milton's actually been improved a lot. And he's going to have significant value. Well, we can get a lot for him. I am trading Nick Craver, a future 2, and a 5th for Taylor Moore. So it's another defensive tackle. He is the same overall as Craver. So why am I giving up value to get him? Well, it's pretty obvious. He's under contract for 4 years, right? Already more valuable. So the Jags can extend Craver if they want to. Taylor Moore has hidden dev. Also, not a ton of pass rush value. So why am I paying the extra amount? It's just the fact that he's going to be cheaper, and that's valuable. That's the NFL, right? So he's extremely cheap for us. Extremely. But good. Under contract. And it's a no-brainer, in my opinion. Oh my God. The Jets just gave me a first-round pick for Joe Milton. So a lot of times when I'm making trades, I try to get a lot, and then it'll be a gauge for how much I can actually get. I did not think the Jets would give me a first-round pick for Joe Milton. Now, it's not the Joe Milton we all know. This is 79 overall star dev, 26-year-old Joe Milton. Should he be worth a first-round pick? No. But I have one now. Thank you, Joe Milton. Oh, my God. Thank you, Jets. Let me sign a backup quarterback. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Now the team falls apart. I still need an upgraded linebacker. I still need an upgraded safety and probably our third corner over Kalen Carson. But I don't really think I'm going to make any more trades here at the midseason mark. I think we're just going to be good with what we have. It looks good, right? So we'll just continue rolling on here. Marshawn Nealon as a rush D tackle is not bad. I kind of like that. Although I could still totally draft a defensive tackle, even given what we have. If there's a generational type defensive tackle that can actually rush the quarterback, I'm going to want to get them. Ooh. Jason Foster, A-man end zone. Are you an athlete? A little bit. Okay. Corner is something I'm going to consider, but also elite zone cover players. I could move one of those guys back to safety and feel pretty good about it. This cornerback class actually looks pretty good at first glance. I'm a big first glance guy. We are a playoff team. This team is different. 13-4. This is a team that lost 7 games to end the year. This time, we win 6 in a row. Very, very nice. Lost to the Colts and Giants. I simulate to week 13, week by week, after week 10, so that I can do focus players. When I saw losses to the Giants and Colts, I go, oh, the season's over. But it wasn't. Obviously played very, very well here. And we'll check out these stats and awards. Dak Prescott is back, Prescott. Rain Dakota is blessing us. That's a Toto reference, blessing the rains down in Africa. I don't know, kind of a deep cut. 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns to 10 picks. Dylan Stockton, pretty bad rookie year, but did score 9 touchdowns. We're a passing offense, and you can see that with CeeDee Lamb's incredible production. George Pickens' incredible production. 11 touchdowns, nearly 1,000 yards for the rookie Tremaine Griffin. Jake Ferguson was pretty good. And then defensively, much better. Okay. How does DeMarvion Overshown get 11.5 sacks? I don't know. Osa Odigizua, 13 tackles for loss, 12 for Ezeraku, and Montgomery, who had 12.5 sacks, which led the team. What a rookie year. Ezeraku, great year. I mean, DeMarvion Overshown should be getting Defensive Player of the Year votes for this performance. Off-ball linebacker with 11.5 sacks. An interception, 6 TFLs, over 100 tackles. He's got to be in the conversation. But Chad Montgomery's got to be, I was going to say, playing up to a 90s, playing up to a 91, playing up to 98 finesse moves, 87 power moves. Does it really matter that he's got normal dev at this point? Training camp is a game changer. And he would have been good regardless, but the fact that he's this good is really, really, really nice. Dak Prescott could win an MVP, probably won't. But I do want to see the Players of the Year. Elijah Moore is leading for Offensive Player of the Year with the Falcons. What? Okay, Lamb and Prescott are in there. Defensive Player of the Year. Overshown's top 5. What about Rookie of the Year here? Tremaine Griffin, Offensive Rookie of the Year, should win it. Stockton at 4. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year looks like Chad Montgomery, which should boost him up to Superstar Dev. I'm telling you. This is how quickly things can flip. Can we beat the Commanders in the wild card? No. 30-24, just like that. That's how quickly things can flip. Deja vu, our season is over. We have a very significant Super Bowl here. Andrew Van Ginkel, Super Bowl MVP. I thought about saying why, but I'm going to leave it to the chat, to the comments. Why would Vikings-Bills be a particularly significant Super Bowl? Let me know down in the comment section below. There is a reason as Joe Burrow wins MVP. We've got the offensive and defensive rookie of the year for the NFC, Tremaine Griffin and Chad Montgomery, who is like the name love child of Chad Michael Murray and Michael Montgomery. I gotta start making references to stuff my audience will get. Ice Spice. We're gonna head to the re-sign period. Got a little bit of money now. Got a little bit of money. Do we have Dave Canales? What? I don't know how that happened. We'll pick up the 5th year on Tyler Guyton. We will not bring back Malik Hooker. You can get in trouble for that. Dane Belton, Mozzie Smith. Damone Clark is up to star dev, but we can do better. And we can probably just re-sign Brandon Aubrey after the season. So I'm going to be good for right now. We've got money, but we've got to be careful with how much we spend. Got to be very careful. Don Fasano at wide receiver. Okay. Apparently had a very good combine. Man, he looks like he evolved to not need a helmet. That thing looks heavy. Austin Drew, the safety top performer. Okay. Well, we could definitely use a safety. Jason Foster is a top 5 talent, by the way. Really good. And we have a lot of corners with A zone coverage. And if they're good athletes down the board, that's going to be great. I mean, Aries Dorsey is a really solid looking player. Ran a 4.33. He may be a top 5 player in the class as well. I mean, Trey Scott has A zone coverage with great speed, elite acceleration, round 2 to 3 projection. I feel like he could be an awesome pick for us, and we know we need linebacker. The linebackers are great this year. I mean, they're all athletes. They can all really, really move. A block shed for Dion Red. He's another guy that looks like he does everything super well with elite speed. He's got A zone coverage too. I mean, I can't not draft Dion Red. So we're probably going to have to pass in the top 5 talent defensive tackle. Sure would like to get him. We know I would, but it's probably not the right move. Do we have any big-time talent down the board? Yes. Carlos Felix is a round 1 talent, supposed to go undrafted. You'll find some nose tackles like that. We could also consider another pass rusher off the edge, but I'm going to say we're probably good with Ezeraku, even though a number of these players do look pretty good. This is just something we don't need to do. Don't need to draft an edge rusher right now. I think we need to address some of our real positions of need. And that could somehow end up being wide receiver. How am I going to figure that out? No, we definitely can't. Oh, Kalen Chapman out of Maryland. Pretty good accuracy, great arm. Could be a mid to high 70s QB. In free agency, I don't think we're going to need anything here. We got enough problems. Don't need Rashee Rice. Don't need Chase Brown. Definitely don't need Matthew Stafford. In free agency, we just need to kind of secure up some of the holes in case we can't draft players. I think Jair Brown is a great fit here. He's not terribly expensive. It's a 3-year deal. He's still fairly young where he can develop. He wants to be here. Not really all that interested in the free safeties, including, of course, Malik Hooker. I mean, he is an option. I would offer a 1-year deal. If he has to start, fine. But I've got corners that I think can move back to safety in the draft that we will be getting. At least some of them. Does Jerron Bland even move back to safety? I think that's a possibility with his ball hawk ability. But I'm going to be drafting corners. For sure. Trenton Simpson is a good fit. He would be a starter. He's young enough where he can develop. I know we need linebacker, but Simpson's just a good fit overall. We have the money. It's a 3-year deal. That would be a nice fit. Demario Davis is 38. I don't want Damone Clark. The O-line's great. We don't need a tight end right now. Could get a backup maybe, but that's probably more worth drafting. And we don't need running back. Don't need to bring Tony Pollard back. We are good to go. Going after 3 players, Simpson, Brown, and Hooker. And I think all 3 are going to say yes. And they have. So, safety, better for this year. And Brown's going to be a long-term deal. And then Simpson's a big upgrade at what will be inside linebacker. So, he's going to go ahead and play Mike. It was a need for us over Leofau. We know what Overshone can do at weak side linebacker. And this draft should be fun because now we're kind of drafting for BPA as opposed to just trying to fill needs like we were last draft a little bit. So I'm really excited about what this team's going to look like. Went 13-4, got knocked out in the wild card. Dak is up to X Factor. Griffin's a superstar. This could be a Super Bowl team. Montgomery's up to superstar, of course. This team looks like it could be nasty. If we wanted a Teron Flynn here, we'd have to move up to 1. That's not going to happen. So sometimes you got to see a top 5 talent and let them go. And that's just the right call. And we've got picks. Gordon Thurman is a top 5 talent. We found at safety. He looks really good and is not expected to go until way later. I'm not taking him at 8. That would be insane. Jason Foster's a top 5 talent. He will be my pick at 8. That's a fact. Sellers we don't know about just yet. But in terms of bringing in top 5 talents, we're going to miss on the defensive tackle. We should be able to bring in 2 more, though, at corner and at safety. We'll draft a linebacker later.
Welcome.
We're going to be in a really good position. I feel really strongly about it. I'm going to simulate outright to 8. And per usual, the mock draft is exactly correct. And let's see what the top 5 talents look like. So we know about 1, but that's only because Thurman is outside of the top 50, which means we don't have to waste a pick on him in the top 10. We can take him way later. And then anybody else? Rivers isn't as good as I was hoping, but Dion Red looks great if we're going to take a linebacker. I think we could go multiple corners and feel pretty good about it. Maybe even 3. It sounds crazy, but Foster is a corner. He's a corner. Dorsey, really good athlete. Think could also be a corner. But then if we wanted to take somebody else down the board, we've got a safety that can start. But this is just the best player I can take right now. Jason Foster, top 5 talent out of Louisville. A-man, A-zone. His C-press would honestly make me even consider him at safety. He's got A tackling for a corner, which is quite nice. Jason Foster is my pick. Welcome to the Cowboys. He's the number 2 player in the draft. Got him at number 8. Sticky in man coverage. Understands to execute zone assignments. Consistent tackler. He's got 93 speed, 90 acceleration. Hidden dev. Could he move back to free safety over Malik Hooker? It's an option. We pick at 15, 22, and 24. Let's see what that looks like. Aries Dorsey to the Colts at 12. I didn't know if we'd be able to get him or not. And we didn't. Nick Manning, if we wanted to go with an edge rusher. Good player. I don't really think he's worth the selection with Ezraku. And, of course, Montgomery on the team. Okay, this center actually looks really good. Just attribute-wise, it's a lot of A's. Don't really need a center, but it would be an upgrade potentially over BB. But the Colts will offer me multiple first-round picks to get out of this. I'm going to take it. A 2028 and a 2029 1. That is a done deal. And we still have 22. We still have 24. We're still in a great spot. This is where I'm going to take Dion Red. Don't want to risk him not being available. He's got A everything, man. Elite speed, great acceleration. Easy starter at Sam. Easy. How much is he actually going to play? Probably not a ton, but he's going to play enough to be valuable here. Number 25. Got him at 22. I think that was an easy pickup. 87 speed, 88 acceleration, hidden dev. It's a really nice draft pick for us at 22. And here we are at 24. I don't think there's any reason to let a top 5 talent get drafted in front of us anywhere. So we're going to be taking a safety here. It's not Austin Drew, who had a good story about him. He might have a good dev trait, but he's just not the top 5 talent that we know Gordon Thurman is, who has B hit power, A man, B tackle, B zone. Easy starter for the future at safety. So we drafted a corner that could move back there. He's probably going to stick at corner. Gordon Thurman's the top 5 player in the draft. Rank number 4, got him at 24. Faster on tape. He's got hidden dev, 92 speeds, pretty quick. 89 acceleration, good overall athlete. He's just the obvious selection at that point. We're not going to overcomplicate things. We've really upgraded the defense. We don't pick until 56. That just had to be the pick. There was nobody else that I was even going to consider in that range. No way. And then I like Elijah Rivers. He's got A tackle, A zone, elite speed. I'll draft him here in round 2 and not think twice about it. He's a developmental type of player. He's not going to have to start. The actual overall we knew was not going to make sense for this range, but he's got hidden dev, 88 speed, 88 acceleration. This is a really good backup to have, and I'm comfortable making that selection. We were super weak. We had no depth at linebacker really whatsoever, so even though the overall wasn't great, it was just the easy decision to make. The Steelers will give me a 3rd and a 4th next year, so I'm going to get out of this 3rd round pick, and we're going to move down the board. I probably got about 1 good pick left in me, and of course, it's going to be that defensive tackle that has been projected to go undrafted. I think it's going to be a nice selection for us, provided he's still available, which he should be, because he's projected to go undrafted. We have a pick in the 6th round. I would be surprised if he were taken. Carlos Felix is the selection. He might be an okay pass rusher at nearly 360 pounds. He's a really good athlete. You show me a 360-pound defensive tackle that's running sub 4.9, I would be absolutely blown away. They've got to retool some of these things. This is an absolute alien. Top 20 player in the draft. We got him at 184, and we probably could have just got him undrafted. Why do I draft him then? 1, I don't want to risk any other team drafting him, but 2, I get him under contract for 4 years. I don't have to deal with the whole, okay, we sign him out of free agency for 1 year, and then we've got to pay him $10 million because his overall is high. I'm not doing that. See if there's a good kicker in here. They're pretty easy to identify. We'll see what we're dealing with. A, kick accuracy, good kick power. I'll check out the other guys, but Nate Dulong probably will be my pick. Parker Foster looks pretty okay as well, but I'm really just looking for anything above good kick power if I can. And Nate Dulong's going to be the best combo here. A, awareness, A, kick accuracy. Those are overall boosters. Good kick power, great speed, elite strength. It's an easy selection. Will I go out and sign Brandon Aubrey? Maybe. But top 50 player, got him at 204. Only normal dev, but 93 kick power, and we know he's got A accuracy. He's under contract for 4 years. That's what happens when you draft him. But I probably would prefer to sign Brandon Aubrey if he's available. He may not be. We'll see. Here's the draft. 79 overall for Jason Foster, 76 for Red, 78 for Thurman. Rivers is a 71. Felix is a 76, and Nate Dulong is a 74. Doug Cannon is depth at corner. I don't really mind that. And we'll check out the NFL here. And it seems like a lot of high-rated players at the top, but nobody into the 80s. Foster was actually tied for the highest... Oh, no, he was the highest overall player. But he wasn't. So there's going to be somebody in free agency that's a really good overall. Probably a kicker or punter, right? Flynn was quite good at a 78, but not that good. Nick Arthur, I mean, how do we not see this guy? Only normal dev. Zone coverage would have been an A down the board. Just didn't even look. That would have been a great steal. But Thurman's great. Aries Dorsey would have been very good as well. They were just really good players in this draft. And even the quarterbacks are great too. 77 overall for a quarterback is just awesome. And there are a lot of guys that are in that range. So many good corners. Dion Red was up near the top of the draft. I mean, we did great. Really well-rounded draft, even if there are no true, like, absolute bona fide superstars on day one. They will be. They will be. And we'll see if we can find out if there is a sick rookie in here. Again, it's probably going to be a kicker. I will sign Brandon Aubrey. He's just way better than the rookie right now. I can afford to roster 2 kickers and not really think twice about it. And Parker Foster was the name I called out as looking pretty good. He's an 81 overall, only normal dev. Kick power is not crazy. He's got pretty good accuracy. That is the #1 player in the draft. Hey, we'll take a dev trade upgrade for our running back. Power back has the has the potential to be one of the best players at his position in the league. Training camp's going to help that. Well, the top 5 talent rookie free safety Gordon Thurman had star dev. It's now up to superstar. He's going to start at free safety over Malik Hooker, and you're going to see the overalls jump up a considerable amount again. I think going into year 3, it's not Super Bowl or bust, but it should be a Super Bowl team. It's got to be, right? I mean, it is. I've said it a lot now, but it is absolutely the move. Dylan Stockton is up to an 89 overall, only star dev. It's not like he won Rookie of the Year and got Superstar and he's up so much. He is truly incredible at just 22 years old. He's going to have a really, really good season this year or next year. Definitely next year. Just being able to upgrade through training camp like this is just so incredible. And we don't even see Red, but Red's up to an 82. In fact, maybe Dion Red should be playing Mike linebacker and Trenton Simpson should play Sam. Like Thurman's up to an 85 with superstar dev. It's week 1. I'm loving it. Just try to stack the training camp abilities. If you can afford it, it takes a lot to be able to afford all these things, but it makes a huge difference. I mean, you're seeing it. Where are we even weak right now? Offensively, nowhere. O-line is very good. Tight end's good. Receiver is very good. Running back's very good. Quarterback's absolutely good enough. And then defensively, linebacker is awesome. Edge rusher could be a bit better. I wish Ezraku was closer to a 90. Unfortunately, he's not. D-tackle could be a bit better. Vance is now up to an 84. He's past Odigizua. You can tell I used him in training camp and not Ezraku or anybody else. And then corner looks really good. We have good depth. We have great top-end talent. I would be very surprised if we weren't good this year. But I've been wrong before. 4-2 we'll take, especially when one of our losses is to the Bills, who are obviously quite a good team. National focus for scouting. I mean, defensive tackle is one of the top positions again. We still kind of need defensive tackle. We've got, it's like the Packers receiver room. At least prior to Matthew Golden. We'll see what happens with that. But a lot of fine players. Like, you'd love to have, you know, a Romeo Dobbs, a Jaden Reed, a healthy Christian Watson. You know, you'd love to have those guys on your team, but there's no elite player among that group. There just isn't. Jaden Reed has flashed, but is not an elite player, obviously. But you get the point. They've got a lot of wide receiver 2s, a lot of wide receiver 3s. We've got a lot of good, fine defensive tackles. You'd like to have them, but they can't be the guy. We need a the guy type of player on that defensive line, and maybe here at the midseason mark, maybe this is the time to go out and get one. Now, the tough thing is if you're going to trade for one, well, think about some of the best defensive tackles in football. They play in the NFC East. Jalen Carter, who is a spitting image of Dexter Lawrence in some ways on the field. Dexter Lawrence, obviously, with the Giants. One of the top players, of course. He is really, really talented. Vance is great now. Odigizua was fine. We need to go out. Oh, his Foster has superstar dev, by the way. We need to go out and maybe try to acquire a superstar defensive tackle. Chris Jones, but you don't really think that the Chiefs would want to move him. How much money do we have? We have $23 million in 2028 cap room, so there's actually not a lot here. We need to bring back Cooper Beebe. Nealand I don't really need, and he doesn't really want to be here. We don't really need to re-sign anybody. So if there was a year to fully go for it, it is right now. Let's see what we can do. Nnamdi Madubuike, formerly known as Justin. 87 finesse moves. He signed an extension with Baltimore. He's the only guy in here without superstar dev. Okay, well, I'm not going to trade 5 first-round picks to get him. That's insane. Okay, so Matabike is off the table. Maybe Jeffrey Simmons. All right, I've got a plan. It revolves around trading Osa Odigizua. That doesn't really revolve around it, but it would be good. Very few teams can actually afford him right now. The Browns are one of the teams that can, which almost makes me wonder if I could somehow get Mason Graham, which I don't think I'll even be able to come close to that. I could use a backup tight end. So just give me Harold Fannin. Why would I do that? Seems insane. I could get more value probably. It's just getting rid of a lot of money. And also, I got caught up in the moment, and I forgot to add extra picks. I can't believe I just did that. But I know I can get his replacement for pretty cheap. It's actually not Vita Vea. Apparently, this team needs a defensive tackle. They don't really. First-round pick for Vea? Not close. But what I can get from this team very easily is a player that is being undervalued. He's third defensive tackle. They don't need a D-tackle at all. But it's Kalijah Cansey. A ton of pass rush upside. He is really not being valued that high by Tampa. Gardner Minshew, let's go. But they would give me Cansey for a second and a third round pick. And it might actually be even less than that. Give me a 2 and a 4, and I'll take Kalijah Cansey off your hands. So that's already an upgrade over Osa Odigizua in terms of both age and actual pass rush ability. Now, I think he is going to be a free agent pretty soon. So I don't love that part of it. But Odigizua also had 2 years under contract. Was older, was not going to be able to develop. And Cansey can really get after the QB. That's what I was looking to add. Somebody that can actually get after the quarterback. And he can also stop the run a little bit. So it was a no-brainer move for me. Did I get, less value than I should have for Osa Odigizua? Probably a little bit. Maybe I could have gotten like a third out of it as well, or a fourth. But that's not the end of the world. We got Cansey. We already had it lined up. We knew we could do it. Ezraku's up to an 85. I think that's good enough to not consider moving him. We are in a really good spot. This needs to be a Super Bowl year. It's got to be. We'll bring back Cooper Beebe probably. Yeah, I can do 2 years, a little over 11 million. He wants more money. I can replace you so easily, you have no idea. You have no idea. Playoff time, I'm assuming. A little heart attack, but yes, 13 and 4, which is what we went last year, as Micah Parsons had a league-leading 21 sacks. Jair Brown, 6 interceptions would lead the league, at least tied. What a season for Dak, over 5,100 yards, 49 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. Dylan Stockton, much better this year. You just got to be 90-plus to be good in this game at running back. 817 yards, but over 5 per carry, 12 touchdowns. What a great complimentary option as CeeDee Lamb went off. 17 touchdowns for Tremaine Griffin. George Pickens was still good. You'll take 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns for him. Jake Ferguson, quite nice as well. And then defensively, DeMarvion Overshown still impacting the game in a lot of ways, but 12 TFLs for Jerry Vance, 11 for Montgomery, 7 for Ezraku. Look at the pressure. 14 sacks for Vance would lead the way. Chad Montgomery with the tie. 13.5 for Ezraku. 10.5 for Trenton Simpson. 7.5 for DeMarvion Overshown. We are getting after the QB. 6 picks for Brown, 4 for the rookie Foster, 2 for the rookie Thurman. Where's the ball hawk Deron Bland? 0 interceptions for him. Best offense, though, in football goes to this team. Best defense in football also to this team. We allowed more rushing yards than most teams, but allowed, fewer passing yards. And we didn't run the ball at all because we passed the ball so well. We didn't really have to, but we have a good running game. We have a really good running back. Didn't really need, to do anything too fancy. Just went with what worked. And you can see here we get a playoff rematch from a year ago. Commanders knocked us out of the playoffs. And now we can avenge that loss. Michaels, by the way, is an X factor. 98 kick power, 98 kick accuracy. I don't think he had X factor the whole time, obviously. But why would he have been upgraded? He made the Pro Bowl, but that doesn't get him a depth trade upgrade. This is absolutely the first X-Factor punter I've seen, maybe ever, outside of Gene Dangus in the created draft class. Not Christian Michael, the running back from maybe 6-7 years ago. Christian Michaels. Sounds like a boy band star. Well, he is a star on this team. He's an unbelievable punter. And he got X-Factor somehow. He couldn't have had it. Surely. But, alright. Revel's now the highest rated corner on this team. Foster's really good. Bland's really good. I mean, Brown has had a great season. He might even go up to superstar dev. Let's run it back. I mean, the Commanders are a good team, and our season could be over right here. I'm not jumping in yet. I didn't have to. 24-20. A narrow victory over the Commanders. Maybe I should have jumped in. Maybe I should have. 24-20. Tough matchup between Dak and Jaden Daniels, but Dak threw for about 100 more yards, did turn over the ball, and we sacked Jaden Daniels. That might have been the difference. Dylan Stockton kind of got shut down, but scored a touchdown. We forced a fumble, which was nice. Jake Ferguson with a big game. And then defensively, this is where things really changed. 2 sacks for Jerry Vance and Donovan Ezeraku. Montgomery got there as well. Trey Amos with the pick, but what a result for us. You have the Packers in the NFC Championship. Can you write a better story? The Packers, best player, led the NFL in sacks. It's Micah Parsons. Playing his former team. His return to AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas. It doesn't get any more storybook than this. For our sake, for the sake of the rebuild, I hope it's a bad reunion for Micah. For Michael Parsons. He's going to have a bad game. It's my Jerry Jones impression, I guess. It could use some work. Just like Micah didn't work out for this Dallas Cowboys team no more. I don't know. It's 14-10 as we approach halftime. 14-13. 21-14. Now 21-21. Savage. Inside 5 minutes to play. Packers are threatening. Trying to break this 21-21 tie. Josh Jacobs, nowhere to go. Got a lot of rookies on the field, but a lot of stars on the field. Play action. We're taking it away. It's a user pick. Easy reads. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. And Jordan Love has thrown the easy read to the rookie. Literally read like a book. The rookie read with a potential game-winning, Super Bowl-sending interception. Neon Dion. Primetime is back in Dallas. His name is Dion Red. Makes sense for easy reads. 3:44 to play. All we need is 3. We have playmakers all over the place. The problem is I am playing on my freak all Madden sliders. So will I actually be able to move the ball? That may end up being the question. We want to make this the final drive of the game, ideally. Only 2 yards on first down is not great. Gonna run the ball again. Could it be 4 down territory? Yeah, if it's 4th and short from like the 38, we may go for it. But it's not going to be the case because there goes Stockton. To midfield goes Dylan Stockton. Got kind of shut down in the divisional. Different story here in the NFC Championship. It's a huge gain. As he fumbled the ball! Oh my god, I tried to cut and I think he tried to celebrate because I hit A to stiff arm. You've got to be kidding me. It's a potential season-ending mistake. I don't know if that is what happened for sure, but it definitely could have. And we've got to go make another play now. There's no way he's doing that. Am I going to see this big-time pass rush show up? Maybe not. Tucker Kraft broken tackle touchdown. How the turntables... Yeah, get Jaden Blue in the game. There's the speed from Blue. We probably go for 2 if we score a touchdown. We got a minute to go. I can't believe what happened. Get that there. There's Griffin. Spin move back inside. Now, that's not going to stop the clock, but we have 3 timeouts. We can go hurry up as well. And we just got to look to move the ball, right? Find the end zone under any circumstances. Wide open in the flat. Ferguson. Let's call a timeout. Stockton back in the game. We have great blocking for him. And Stockton not going to find the end zone. That's by design. I didn't want to leave any time for Green Bay to do any foolishness. We're going to bring this down to 15 seconds. We're going to call a timeout. And we're going to try to punch this thing in. Should we have just taken the touchdown? I'm telling you, I've seen what Madden can do. I've seen what CFB can do. I don't want to risk giving the Packers the ball back with 3 timeouts and only needing 3. Jaden Blue, touchdown. We're down by 1. I'm going for 2. 13 seconds on the clock. Don't want to let Micah Parsons get going. We're going to throw the football. We're going to throw over the middle. Complete to Pickens. The 2-point is good. He got the ball over the plane. 2-point is good for Pickens. It's a 1-point lead with 13 seconds to play. No return. Not going to squib it. This will take maybe 3 seconds off the clock. They've got 2 plays max. 2 plays max. 4 seconds on the clock. This is the final play of the game. It's a check down. They've got 1 second left. They tried to go to sideline. That's crazy. The CPU is so stupid. I'm blitzing. Because why not? Well, maybe an easy decision. Why not? Single coverage. But that's incomplete. We have brought this team to the Super Bowl. The Packers go down 29-28. And we'll see if we can win the big one. What a game. I mean, nearly a disaster, but we got it done. Cowboys, Chiefs. What do I say every time this is a matchup? I like to remind you that the Chiefs used to be in Dallas as the Dallas Texans. I don't know why that's fun to me, but it is. Yearly awards. Dak's going to win an MVP, but will he win a Super Bowl MVP? Best offense and the best defense. Surely that means the best team. Not always, as many of you will know. The Chargers, with the most yards and fewest yards allowed, did not make the playoffs, in part due to their awful special teams play. I think in 2010. Tough scenes. But this team has made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Chiefs and Cowboys, the team that always finds a way to get it done versus the team that never seems to. Down by 3, tied it up going into the half. Chiefs have been blanked here after a hot start, but there's a touchdown. I spoke too soon. And we're going to jump in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6. I'm liking Jaden Blue on a wheel. I'm liking Ferguson to clear it out. No, we're going for Pickens. Jump ball. Give me pass interference or something. Oh, it's McDuffie. All right, probably don't want to throw at Trent. One of the best corners in the league, in my opinion. Again, I like this wheel, though. And I like a clear out. If I can just get maybe a deep cross. We want to be able to hold that linebacker. We're going to throw quickly to Jaden Blue. Broken tackle, Jaden Blue. Man, Nick Bolton made a beeline. The free safety came in to cover the middle, so I don't think that would have been open. That would have been a pick. It was actually flipped, so it was a strong safety that came over. So Blue maybe wasn't the best option, but he made a great play. Broke the tackle and has put us in a position to tie this game. Good blocking. Jaden Blue down to the 3. This is probably where I'd want the power back to jump in here. Jaden Blue is that 3rd down guy, but it's easy to score when you don't get touched. Jaden Blue touchdown. It'll be a tie ball game. And on 3rd and 9, we're going to jump in. Mahomes is such a dynamic playmaker in these spots. Man coverage, blitzing him. These are bold calls. But it's the Super Bowl. You've got to make bold calls, and it's 4th and inches. How bold will Kansas City be? They will leave the offense out of the field. You got to be aware of the sneak here. Got to be aware of the sneak here. They're going to drop back to throw. Quick throw to the flat. Broken tackle. It's caught. The Chiefs move the chains. We got really crazy there. It did not pay off, but it's okay. There's a lot of time left. We will have time to answer if they find the end zone. And if they don't find the end zone, we'll be in even better shape. That's the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in Miami. A Lombardi trophy and Super Bowl rings are on the line. 2nd and 5. This is where we need to make a play. Where's Deion Red? I need him on the field, not Trenton Simpson. Mahomes to the sideline. Caught. It's Antoine Bigsby with his 6th catch of the game. Just over 50 yards receiving for the young receiver. Auto-drafted. Chiefs love their receivers. Deion Red's back in the game. They've got like what looks to be a quarterback out there. He looks crazy. Number 12, that's Tom Brady. It's Jared Wiley, I believe. Former Texas Longhorn and TCU Horned Frog. And pressure gets to Mahomes. It is the former number 2 overall pick, Montgomery, that could win us a Super Bowl. 49 seconds to play. Mahomes to throw. Complete. Jalen Royals touchdown. Chiefs take the lead. How do we allow that in that spot? I don't know. I'm okay with allowing the touchdown because they take more time off the clock and they probably kick a field goal and we would have no timeouts and maybe 30 seconds to go. I think I prefer this. 43 seconds, 3 timeouts. Let's see if our offense can make something magical happen. It's a little bit too long of a return to only get to the 26. Here we go, offense. Here we go. Hey, here we go. Unintentional. The Dak cadence. 39 seconds. We have one of the best jump ball receivers in football in George Pickens. We have a great slot receiver in Tremaine Griffin. We have one of the best receivers in football, period, in CeeDee Lamb. Somebody is going to make a play. It's going to be Pickens down the field. Go up and get it. We can't get it there. Coverage was too good. Thought we had a shot there for a moment. Didn't end up playing out the way I wanted. Prescott forced to throw it away. We have 3 timeouts. We can throw it over the middle. I don't know why I'm being afraid to. At this point, we just need to complete passes. There's Ferguson. That is a huge play up the gut of the Chiefs defense. 23 seconds to go. Have not seen the Steve Spagnuolo patented aggressiveness in these spots. Not really seeing a lot of crazy blitzes. We're going to step up with Prescott. We've got some blockers. Prescott fumble. It's recovered by the Chiefs. What? I tried to slide. Why is there no slide there? Oh my God, a Dak run to end the game in a loss. We've seen that before. He didn't slide. Man. I tried to slide. He starts to dive. Knee doesn't hit the ground. Ball came out. This one's going to be a loss. No, this game's over. We don't have any timeouts. That's right. The Chiefs win a Super Bowl. We're going to do one more year. I can't believe that. Oh, no. The Cowboys didn't win a Super Bowl in my rebuild. Oh, I'm so upset. Go Giants, baby. No, I am trying to win, though. I can't believe the slide didn't go off. That's crazy. Season recap. Dak did win an MVP. Micah did win Defensive Player of the Year. That is a funny screenshot. Cowboys to the Super Bowl, but in the end, did not have enough to get the win. It's really just classic Mahomes garbage at the end of the game there. We will try and get Cooper Beebe back. We have money. I don't know if we're dealing with a retirement. Beebe wants to play for a new team next year. You can't. You're getting franchise tag. If Dak has retired, first of all, that'd be a really big surprise. We'll bring back Marshawn Nealon. Why not? But if Dak has retired, we are in extremely rough shape at quarterback, obviously. But we have a lot of salary cap room all of a sudden. And that makes me really concerned. Because quarterback is one of those positions it's not that easy to replace. Although I'd be shocked if Dak retired. Dak is still here. Griffin is an X factor. Pickens is a great receiver 3. Ferguson's up to superstar dev. Defensively, Jair Brown up to superstar. Montgomery, we know, is a superstar. Simpson up to superstar. Thurman had superstar. Nobody on the D-line. But this is a really good-looking team. We are reloading, not rebuilding at this point. One of the best teams in football. What do we even need? Jahmyr Gibbs would be sick. Don't need him. Jonathan Allen would be sick. We can afford him for a year. It's an upgrade. We just traded for Kalijah Cansey, but we don't really need Roquan. Jonathan Allen could be a difference maker. Hey, we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. Jonathan Allen is a Cowboy. NFL draft time, picking at 24 and 31. I'm just not going to trade up here. We could even consider trading one of these picks for an established player. That might be the best way to go about things. Because we don't know about anyone that's actually worth taking here, probably. So, what's the single biggest thing I can do to make this team better? It's nothing on offense. It really isn't. Anything on defense? Well, we got Jonathan Allen. We've got a bunch of good defensive tackles. Corner's great. I mean, I guess it would have to be an upgrade over Ezeraku, who obviously isn't bad at all. But can I do better? Probably. Oh, wow. Okay, Donovan Ezeraku's a Brown. We're trading Taylor Moore as well. And we have now teamed up the former #1 and #2 overall picks from the same year. I haven't even had to trade away a pick. It was just players. So Croft, the former #1 overall pick, is now a Cowboy. And I don't even know where to go with this pick. I mean, a backup tight end. Jose Harrison. I don't know. He's a number 36 player. We got him at 24. He's got hidden dev. Former high school wide receiver. Hats off to him. We are just in a spot where we basically don't need anything. Jimmy Ortiz down the board looks pretty good. I'm trying to find one of the best players in the draft, but no one's really standing out to me as a bona fide can't-miss player. Like, I don't see any random top 5 guys, right? I mean, there's good defensive tackles down the board always at nose tackle. Just not something you really need to focus about or on too much. So I guess maybe more depth at safety. Reed Polk can probably hit a little bit. He's ranked 55 or 55th. We took him at 31. That's what happens when you draft based solely on a potential team need and vibes. It's a bad strategy. Don't do it. Draft recap. Harrison is a 74. Reed Polk is a 73. The rest of the draft, I let the CPU handle, and they were very bad at it, as you would expect. NFL-wise, not that great of a class, and a lot of players just in the first round. So we didn't really have a chance to land almost any of these players. And who would we even have drafted here? No one is, like, particularly great. I also think upgrading to get a 10% training increase for all players could be really, really strong, and I have that now for each coordinator. Again, you do have to load it up. So before you do training camp, throw it in your weekly strategy and go in and just unequip everything. And in the preseason, just go into player development and load in all of these. Maybe not the quarterback one if you don't want that one, but you can really make the most of these 6. It's incredibly valuable. I've said that about 100 times so far, but I mean, it cannot be overstated. And hell, throw Dak Prescott in there. He's 35, but he may actually be able to get developed a little bit, believe it or not. Like, Dak is 35 years old, and he's not only holding his overall, he is developing a little bit. He was not this high of an overall when we took over the team, right? So, training camp, it's crazy good. You are making a mistake if you're not utilizing those abilities. That's the cheat code to Madden 26 franchise. You're seeing it in real time, how good this team got as quickly as it did. Ooh, dev trade increase for the running back again. Dylan's going to be up to a superstar. That is huge. So this will be the team for what is the final year. Stockton, superstar dev, 94 overall. Dak is holding his overall just fine. We have 3 really good receivers, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Tremaine Griffin. It's a really nice group. The O-line is obviously quite good. Cooper Beebe's up to an 87 overall. And then defensively, we got Croft up to a 91 after training camp. X Factor probably helping out a significant amount with that. The corners are great. We picked up Jonathan Allen. We're trying to make that Super Bowl run. We got there last season. I'm trying to win it this season. Okay, 12 wins is still good enough for a first-round bye. The NFC was not super good this year. But, I mean, 12 wins is still extremely solid. And Dak wasn't quite as good as he was last year, but still was very good. Dylan Stockton was not on a per-carry basis, but did have 18 touchdowns. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Great year for CeeDee Lamb, Tremaine Griffin, and George Pickens. They were incredible. And then defensively, a lot of tackles for Deion Red, 10 for loss, 17 for loss for Montgomery, 16 for Croft, welcome to the Cowboys, 14 for Allen, 10 for Deion Red, 15.5 sacks for Croft led the way, Chad Montgomery with 15. And then the rest were kind of distributed fairly evenly. More interceptions this time around. Welcome back to the team, Jaron Bland. But I don't think we're as good as we were last year. Number 3 offense compared to number 1. Number 10 defense compared to number 1. Despite the team being a 95 overall, 97 offense, 95 defense, this team is just not as good as we were a year ago. And we have the Packers in the divisional. How poetic would it be if the Packers got the win here? We are a plus 10 overall. That's all I'm going to say here. 29-28. Oh my goodness. We get the win. We advance to the conference championship. 1 win away from a Super Bowl. Let's go. I mean, we got to blow this team out. We're down 3-0. Figure it out, please. 7-6 Cowboys. 14-7 Rams out in front. We've tied it at 14. We've gone down by 7. And that is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play. I think CeeDee Lamb's down the field. I think we've got him. Great throw from Dak. CeeDee makes the catch. Touchdown, CeeDee Lamb. Didn't take long. My goal really on this drive was to go down by 1, bleed the entire clock, game-winning 2-point conversion. That's not happening. But an interception for Savone Revel is. 21-21. We have the football. Dak is on fire. Or he's X-factored in the zone. I don't know what they call it. Either way, we should be running the ball here. 1:21 to go. The Rams are going to start calling timeouts here. We've done them a huge favor, but favor time is over. Tremaine Griffin first down. Dak's thrown for 3 touchdowns. And all Sean McVay can do is watch the ball fly through the uprights. We've got 1:15 to go. We're not scoring a touchdown here. And hopefully Dylan Stockton is not fumbling the ball. We're just trying to get it lined up, which we will on this play. 3rd and goal. I've tried to waste a little bit of time, but it's a little bit tough to. We're going to have about 20 seconds separating the play clock and the game clock. The Rams have no timeouts. They're going to be in a really tough spot here. The cat knows it, I'll tell you that. I don't even mind taking a delay of game here. Back up slightly. Make it even easier. 30-yard chip shot. I'm going to kick it as high as possible to try and take as much time as possible. It's going to be 20 seconds. Nearly put a little bit too much on that, but It was good. And here we go. 20 seconds to play. The Rams just need 3. But they're going to be in a really rough spot. 0 timeouts is not good. But they only need to get to about the logo, maybe a little bit beyond that. See if our defense can come up clutch. We love a check down, but the incompletion actually helps them out. Evan Rivers is the Rams quarterback, by the way. Stafford is gone. They got this freak in here. He looks about 6'8". We're running all the way back. The Rams have checked down to lose the game. I mean, I'm happy to win, but I'm unhappy that the Madden CPU is still as stupid as ever. All right, chance to avenge our loss from a year ago. Here we go. We'll see the final upgraded team and the yearly awards. Mahomes is going to win MVP. Coach of the Year to Carl David. And then Offensive Player of the Year, Brandon Ayuk. Griffin and CeeDee Lamb at 6 and 7. Dak at 9. Defensive Player of the Year, Montgomery and Croft at 7 and 8. But this is the final team. Hopefully not about to go 0 for 2 in the Super Bowl. It is a stacked team. And we have Griffin playing up to a 98. Pickens, Lamb, O-line is incredible. And then defensively, Trenton Simpson's up to an X Factor. Jonathan Allen down to Superstar ahead of the Super Bowl, I think, is so stupid. Jair Brown down from Superstar ahead of the Super Bowl. I think that's so stupid. But all that may not matter. Super Bowl time. Trying to avenge that loss. Let's go. Here we go. Up 7-3 here. Down 10-7 as we approach halftime. We've tied it up at 10. 17-10. Entering the fourth quarter, it's 24-10. Will that be enough? With Mahomes at quarterback, it rarely is. 1:36 to go. We are up by 2 possessions. Chiefs have 1 timeout. You'd think there's no way they can do it, and with pressure off the edge, Chad Montgomery may win us the Super Bowl. His 3rd sack. Micah Parsons, who? Just who in the hell is Michael Parsons anyway? Not sure, it doesn't matter. Pacheco dropped. Xavier Worthy showing absolutely no sense of urgency. Mahomes going to look to run. Dude, he lowered his shoulder tonight in the Chargers game. He's playing with fire. It's week 1. He's playing like it's a Super Bowl the way he's putting his body on the line. And like, I get you got to play football, right? But the quarterbacks are so protected, and the Mahomes big truck stick, I think it was on Dante Jackson, came on the sideline, and it's like, what is Dante Jackson, assuming I'm remembering correctly, what is he supposed to do? If he hits Mahomes, it's going to be a penalty. And if he just stands there, Mahomes annihilates him, apparently. It's just kind of one of those things where, like, I get you got to play through the whistle, but I guess you'd rather get trucked over than allow 15 yards for unsportsmanlike or unnecessary roughness, depending on what happens, right? Unnecessary roughness you'd expect, and it's just like, that was weird. It's just a little bit like, what is he supposed to do? You know, because 9 times out of 10 there, the quarterback's stepping out of bounds. I don't know. It's a tough spot. I don't know. I'm sure like a lot of people are gonna be like, it's football. You got to tackle him unless he's out of bounds. But it's like, if he's got a toe out of bounds, they're throwing a flag. It's just a tough spot to be in. But we're gonna win the Super Bowl here, unless the Chiefs score a touchdown on this play, get an onside kick, and score a touchdown on the next play. This one is absolutely over. This one may be the final play of the game. Shot to the end zone for Mahomes. It is intercepted by the Sweat Bandit. Easy reads. Hop on pop. DeMarvion overshown. Agent Zero with the interception. I don't know how I got the easy read there. Just sprinted back and made the play. I don't think I switched on. It's not easy reads if I switch on. Easy reads is when it's a user pick when I read the quarterback, which not everybody gets. But that is the Super Bowl done and dusted. I hate to say it, but the Cowboys have done it again. Here's Dak, deep shot to CeeDee Lamb. He actually got a hand on it, which is more than most deep shots in this game. But that'll do it. I will leave you with the Super Bowl celebration. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was an interesting decision by the Cowboys to trade Michael. Now I'm calling him Michael Parsons, dude, like Jerry Jones. It was an interesting decision for the Cowboys to trade Micah Parsons, who is their best player at a premium position at a very young age. Like, he's seemingly an untradeable piece, but they couldn't figure out an extension. The Cowboys, I guess, felt that they had to make a move. They got a decent return back in terms of a couple of first-round picks and a starter-caliber player in Kenny Clark, who didn't end up winning a Super Bowl with this team, as Brian Schottenheimer hoisted high here in Tampa. But that's a tough player to trade. But you're looking at the rest of these Cowboys contracts, and you're seeing that they may be in a bit of a tough spot. But, as always, the salary cap is not real. You can circumvent it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.